Hello guys, Nato Ace here once again, and this is gonna be my MmGS or MmGS Game Showcase vlog, basically part of my Pre-E3 2015. And actually, this this is gonna be I'm gonna provide a link on the description box my review of the E3 2014 Big 3 conference. Yes, I finally finished it. Finally, it's done. I'm gonna be posted on my website, and I'll give a link. I'll provide a link on the description box. Excuse me. So, but since there's gonna be also since I made a vlog about this, I guess I can give a gist of what the review is. If you choose to just listen to this or read my article, it's up to you. So the gist of it is that the Big Three conference for E3 2014 was actually good. It was actually better than last year, or E3. Let's just say E3 2013. And yes, if you want to know, my own opinion on at E3 2013, Sony won the Big Three conference, and the reason being is the introduction of the PS4, the price point, their belief, their rules on it, which is you can play use game. You don't need to go online. You can play your console offline, and if you know all the history of that, and if you don't know, you can just Google it. Sorry, it's been around, but that's why the reason for me I gave Sony the winner of the conference for E3 2013. But then you're thinking, excuse me, will it be the same in 2014? Well, here's the gist of it. First, I'll give the gist of what I think about the Microsoft conference. Well, it was pretty good, better than last year, because the same goes like with Sony. Microsoft did at E3 2013, they showed the Xbox One, mostly all the features. They also showed Kinect and also some games that mostly they're featured. They're trying to focus on the features. Wasn't really interesting, and there was even one part when they showcased Killer Instinct. One of the guy was trying to be funny, but unfortunately was being sexist. So I said, okay, lost my interest, whatever. But this time around, since there was a new head of Microsoft Studio, which is Phil Spencer. Before that was, oh shit, I forget what the guy's name, but the guy basically was bad, telling people, oh, if you like backwards compatibility feature, you're backwards. Oh, if you want to play game offline, that's the 360 for. So, basically, because of that problem, that Microsoft Studio had basically reversed all their beliefs in their decision. So, when it comes to E3 2014, Phil Spencer's now the new head of Microsoft, and it's all about games, 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 and they did. Such as, of course, let's start with their own first party game IP. First, Sunset Overdrive looks interesting. It's a Ratchet and Clank game. I heard it was pretty good. I still haven't played it yet. Two was new characters for Killer Instinct. Well, the first one, TJ Combo, I used to play him on the Nintendo console, the Super Nintendo. One of the favorite guy, but it looks interesting. Now, well, I have the game. It plays differently. Let's move on. I guess Phantom Dust, again, right now, they announced that on E3. Again, another game. Fable, Project Spark. Well, Project Spark, I got the game, interesting. But Fable, supposed to be coming out somewhere this year. I don't know. Scalebound from Platinum. So it's all about games, 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 and games. And they did show some games for Kinect, which is two, basically, which is good. Disney, Fantasia, and Dance Central Spotlight, which both games are already out. So again, I gave that one an 8 out of 10 because they showed about games, games, games. It gave consumer reason why to get an Xbox One. Okay, then came Sony. Remember, at E3 2013, they won. So what about E3 2014? Did they win? Unfortunately for me, as a Sony fan, as a Sony supporter, I was disappointed with the conference. Even so that they showed more and it was longer than the other two, it was just boring. They showed some games for the PS3 and Vita, which is good. So they're still supporting it. Hopefully they'll also support it for E3 2015. We will see. But they showed game for the PS4. Little Big Planet was announced out of nowhere. And then there were some other games, new, more indie games such as Green Fandango, Remastered. What else I can think of been well, and some other indie game. It was good, so it is worth getting a PS4. But then came Powers. The guy that created Powers basically was talking for 1 hour, and that's when I lost interest. Don't get me wrong, I do like to read comics once in a while, but I'm not really a comic fan. So for me, trying to watch, I just want to know about video game, and you're talking about Powers. I'm like, okay, this is boring. So unfortunately, Power lost a lot of the viewers' interest, and I mean, they did because I was also participating on Twitter. People were basically putting on their Twitter, "Oh, this is boring. What happened here?" And they're trying to rectify it by showing two big games, which is Batman: Arkham Knight, which I think that was announced even before E3 even started, and Uncharted 4, the trailer. But by then, people said, "Okay, well, I guess that was boring. I don't want." So in the end, I had to give it a 6 out of 10 because it was just really disappointing. So then came their special E3 2014 Nintendo Direct. Yes, even in 2013, they didn't do a live conference. The last one they did was E3 2012, with their debut with their Nintendo Wii U. And you know what? After that history with the Wii U, if you don't know, Google it. It's out there. All right, before I even talk about how come they're not doing a conference for 2013, 2014, there was a lot of rumor that in East 2012, there was a big company that they was supposed to showcase their game for the Wii U. But then what happened was in the very last minute, the company said, "Oh, we can't show this, it's not ready yet. Sorry, we won't be able to go there." Like the very, very last minute, even like before the conference starts. So Nintendo were in a scramble. They said, "Okay, well, heck, let's just show them Nintendo Land. Let's do whatever we can." So that was the rumor there that a third party company basically bailed out in the very, very, very last minute on the E3 2012 live conference. And I think that's the reason why they decided, okay, you know what? Forget live conference. Let's just do a Nintendo Direct. Again, that was a rumor. I don't know. It's just, I heard that from Kyle Bossman from Game Trailer. So E3 2014, yeah, it's another Nintendo Direct. Yeah, it was funny to use. They were teaming up with Mega 64, Robot Chicken, and there was some potshot joke that I was like, yep, it's true. Show some game, like I said, one of the cool things that I saw was Pac-Man and Smash Brother, and finally you can use your Mii. Too bad not on online with anyone, but again, it is what it is. And they actually showed some new game. Project Guard, Project Robot, Splatoon. They were happy that, oh, they finally showed. And the reason why just some people are happy because they finally showing new IP again. The last time they had done that was for Core Gamer, not the Touch Generation, was on the GameCube. Yeah, there was some new IP in the Wii, but it was basically Touch Generation such as Wii Play, Wii Music, Wii Fit, and those are not games for hardcore. That's more for the casual who just want to do something, just a quick pickup for your average person who just trying to get into gaming. That was the problem. So now they finally have something for hardcore. Like I said, Splatoon is one of the big ones that's going to come in May 29th. Still, they didn't really have a live conference, so I couldn't really give him a higher score. I had to give him an 8, the same as Microsoft. Good game, but I wish they did have a live conference. So hopefully in 2015 there's something different, because I have heard there were reports that Nintendo actually on June reserved a small theater on June. So trying to put one and one together. June E3, small theater. We will see. Hopefully. I mean, they did making out with their Treehouse streaming, so I guess. But still, I really prefer them to do a live conference. And let it show risk that you have courage, not playing it safe. And again, yet another reason beside that was, according to Reggie, most of the Japanese developer from Nintendo, their interior development team, they just don't want to do live conference. I guess. Oh, and again, it shows you how the people there are grandpas. So, and about grandpas thing, okay, might as well just say it here. The reason why I say grandpa is basically old school, or the people working at Nintendo are been there for a long time. That's the word grandpa, and I got that term from one of the episodes from last season of South Park with PewDiePie. Basically, was the guest star. Basically, people watching other people play video game rather than playing, Twitch. And Kyle's younger brother, basically said, "Don't be a grandpa." It's the new thing now is you watch other people play Twitch than playing games with your friends and family, which is just not really the case. It's just that it's both. Again, there is Gamer Horizon or Social Link Podcast. Alex did explain about why Twitch is significant. If I do remember it, I'll link that on the description box, along with my reviews of the E3 2014 conference. So, again, that's where the grandpa came from. Again, because everybody know that most people who work in Nintendo are old school. Nintendo's an old Japanese company, and it's hard for them to change. Unlike Sony, that's the difference. But again, overall in the end, like I said, because of the lack of a live conference, I'll give them an 8 out of 10. So that's my gist of it. And if you want to read my article, link's gonna be on the description box. And yes, another disclaimer is you gotta keep in mind that the my review is supposed to be a week after E3 2014. So anything happened after that, like news about the new Zelda game Wii U, we know what happened to it, or gamers know what happened to it. Excuse me. And of course, the event with Amiibo. I will explain that on my another article that I'm gonna work on. I'm starting working on it. It's called E3 2014, the year later, a year after. Basically, what that premise is, giving my thoughts of what happened since E3 2014 all the way as of whatever the article is done. Let's just say the month of May. Let's just say that. That's gonna be my thoughts, which of course I'm gonna be addressing about the Amiibo and how Zelda Wii U was delayed to 2016, even after time and time again they did say it's gonna be 2015. I'll give my thoughts about it. So the disclaimer here on this, my review of the E3 2014 conference is that my thoughts, my opinion, is basically after what happened the week after the E3 2014 conference. So anything after that, I'm not going to be mentioning it on the article. So there you have it. If you're interested in reading the article, if you have a chance, go check them out. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.